So if you're starting in game dev, the thing I would ask you to do is to make as many and I'm not talking about good games. I would recommend you to make bad games. Like get all of it out of your system. Um, a lot of people try for their big game or their dream game, their C dome right game when they're starting out. Of course, there's the stories of people for who that worked. You're probably not that
This is Rami Ismail. Until very recently, he was 50% of Dutch indie game studio Vlambeer. The remark he makes here struck very deep with me, because something seems inevitable. Your first games are very likely to straight up suck, and that's a very natural thing. Even in big game studios, games are rarely straight up a home run success. The way to the final product is usually littered with failed prototypes, and herein lies the key: fail fast. It's one of the fundamental concepts of agile software development and very much applies to game making as well. No matter how thorough your concept might be, no matter how great an idea seems in your head, unless you turn it into something real, you will not be able to validate your assumptions. This is why I think Rami hit the nail on the head. The best way to get better at making games is to make a lot of games. And the best way to make a lot of games in a very short amount of time is through so-called game jams. A game jam is a game making competition. Teams and solo devs have a limited amount of time to create a game that fits a certain theme. The theme is usually provided by whoever runs the jam. The GMTK Jam, run by fellow YouTuber Mark Brown over on his Game Maker's Toolkit channel for instance, uses the topic he talked about in one of his videos at the time. The theme then acts as a constraint for you to design your game around. The other constraint is the time limit. A lot of jams are held in a short time period, like a weekend or maybe a week. In this period, you will need to come up with an interesting game idea, code it, and depending on the jam, even make art, sound and music for the game from scratch. You would assume that given such tight restrictions, the quality of games that come out of such a process must surely suffer greatly. But you would be very wrong. If you go over to itch.io, one of the most popular websites for jammers, and browse through the winners of some of the bigger jams, you will end up amazed. I guarantee you, creative minds prevail after all. And even if you see yourself struggling for creative ideas in such a time-crunching environment, it will still end up helping you develop important skills on your game-making journey. The ability to take an idea and turn it into something playable within a weekend will become your most powerful tool. The constraint to working on a theme that you cannot choose yourself will get you out of your comfort zone. It forces you to think outside of the box, and it might result in you coming up with your next groundbreaking game idea. Hit games like Superhot, Snake Pass, or even Vlambeer's very own Nuclear Throne originated in game jams. They are a great way to get out of a creative block. One of the most popular game jams is Ludum Dare. We are now coming up on the 47th iteration of this, twice a year game jam where the community votes for the theme. In fact, Ludum Dare 47 is coming up this very weekend and I will be participating, and I also hope that I was able to inspire you to give it a shot. If you are still not feeling sure whether you should participate, however, make sure to come over to my Twitch stream on twitch.tv/braincheck, where I will be streaming all of my game jamming this weekend, starting about 2 hours before the theme gets announced. So make sure to come and say hi. Also, let me know in the comments below if you're going to take part in LD47. I would also appreciate if you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel to help me get the word out. Thank you very much and happy jamming!